Happy Vlogmas Day 5. Here we are. I am getting ready for work and I'm running a call in a little bit. And it's like the weekly call that my team runs and my manager is out at a conference. So yours truly will be presenting, which by the way is my favorite thing to do. I love presenting. Maybe it's obvious that I have like social media and all of that, but it is literally my favorite thing to do. So I'm really looking forward to it. So I went out for drinks last night with an old, we'll call him a friend, someone I used to date in my 20s. And it was really nice to catch up and kind of see what things we still had in common and things that we don't, which is fine. That's all I'll say about that. The weather in Chicago, I didn't go to Pilates this morning, and I'm really happy because the weather, I don't even know. There was some weird thing called a snow. What was it called? I put it on my story. Like, I had never heard of this before. A snow squall. S-Q-U-A-L-L. It's apparently like a burst of snow, like a monsoon, but with snow or something. I don't know. Someone said they were driving in it once, and it was terrifying. I'm like, well, that would be terrifying. I guess snow just like comes down in random bursts. So I don't know if that's like actually going to happen or what. That's what appeared in my alerts. So there we are. So today I have work today. And then tonight I'm actually really excited. I'm going to this, it's like a prohibition themed, I found out about it yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned it in my vlog yesterday. Sorry if I am like repeating things. But it is it's at this place called Bunker. And it's actually owned by a guy that I graduated high school with. And I just saw him at our 25-year high school reunion. And I'm going to bring my friend Katie with me. And it starts early, which is so nice. And then I'll be able to be home. And I'm thinking about going live tonight. I don't know which platform you follow me on, but I tend to go live on TikTok. I've actually never even thought about going live on YouTube. But if you guys want to see that, you let me know. I'm sure the functionality is like very similar to what like TikTok and Instagram live. I don't really go live on Instagram that often. I've only done it twice, and I think I was live on TikTok at the same time. I was trying to pull a Gary V and like be live on all the platforms just because it's like if you're spending an hour or two of your time, you want it to be as efficient, you know? The mirror is like behind, I have this camera balanced on a bottle of perfume, and the tripod legs are against the mirror, and then I have a light that I'm hanging from my other lights. This is a whole situation. I am gonna be dog sitting for Rocket, who is the family dog. He's my dad's dog. And I'm gonna be doing that this weekend. So I will have some additional content that won't be in Chicago. It'll be in the suburbs, but it's gonna be great because I think I'm gonna go to the mall that I used to work at, Old Orchard, and go shop around and walk around during the holidays and walk through like the suburb that my dad lives in because it's so pretty. And hopefully I'll get to see my nieces. I don't know, I've decided to make the best of it. I will be vlogging, obviously, because it's still Vlogmas. I bought a specific brush for this eyeliner, and there it is. It's a Bobbi Brown brush for the Bobbi Brown eyeliner. It's kind of like you have to have it. And, well, you don't have to, but they don't make, I talked to this woman at Ulta, and she's like, no one else, and I talked to a woman at Sephora, and they both were like, yeah, there's no other brushes that are as good as that one for that eyeliner. I was like, okay, thank you very much. Also, I always have baby wipes on me for my makeup. This is like they've had this for a long time. I used to have it in black, but I decided I wanted some brown eyeliner for, you know, like during the day or just different looks. So I bought this. I am going to finish this up, jump on my call, which is very, very soon, and I will be back later. It is lunchtime. I decided to put a bunch of random things together. I made some gnocchi the other night from Trader Joe's, and I did that with some peas and some frozen that I defrosted and cooked. I think I cooked this too much. What is this? Chicken sausage from Trader Joe's? So this is my masterpiece here. I really just wanted to, I don't know, use up what was in my fridge because I want to get better at that. And I do need to go to the grocery store, which I plan on doing this afternoon. So let's see what it tastes like. I was also gonna add some Parmesan cheese. Let's see. Little pea action. Not bad. Definitely cooked the peas too much because I was working on something. It's fine. Like, it's fine. Don't copy this. But it's one of those classic, like, I think what other people do is like empty your fridge sitch. So, my mini grater. Isn't it the cutest? I love it. I got it at the Mars Cheese Castle years ago, and I was dating someone, and he was like, why would you buy something like that? I'm like, because it's so cute. I love this camera because I can actually, you can see my floor to ceiling windows, but it doesn't show you what's out there. So if there's creeps on the internet, they won't be able to tell. I bought Diet Coke. It's the first time I bought Diet Coke in 10 plus years because I thought I was grossed out by it. And I know it's not healthy for you, which is why I've not drank it all these years. But I had one not too long ago. I was like, God, that's good. It's nice change up from water. So let's answer some questions. Turns out I ran out of questions on my Instagram and comments. I'm trying to see if there's any. You guys have left the nicest comments, but I'm just trying to see. I ran out of them. So I thought I'd do a little get to know me. Obviously, my name is Jen. I am 43 years old, and as my 6-year-old niece reminded me, because our birthdays are 2 days apart, that I am 43 and a half. So there's that. My birthday is June 2nd. So a lot of people ask, what's your astrological sign? I am a Gemini. And one of my close friends is really into reading birth charts and astrology. And so she let me know that I'm a Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini Venus, and a Pisces rising, which apparently I think helps me be grounded a little bit. I am born and raised in Chicago. I have actually always had a Chicago address, like not the suburbs, Chicago proper. I did go to high school in the suburbs, but took a bus from not far from like where our house was to the school. I even went to college. I went to University of Illinois at Chicago, which is not far away from where I live right now. And I was a gymnast for over 15 years. I started when I was about 3 years old. I did Division I gymnastics, Division I diving. I competed at an international level. It was also really, I've mentioned it before, but the sport itself is really brutal, and doing it in the 80s and 90s was even worse. But it taught me a lot, and I have, resilience, first of all. Any sport, but gymnastics, you are literally falling on your face. Literally falling on your face every day, all day. Our practices were 5 hours a day, 6 days a week. So I was always training, and I need to sign in. I'm doing like a call with Instagram. Let's see. I ended up having 17 fractures in total and 2 concussions. One of the 17 fractures was not from gymnastics. I was really little. I fell off my grandma's bed and broke my collarbone, which I can still feel when it gets humid outside. Very interesting. I broke both of my ankles at the same time in a competition. I had 2 concussions, which I just mentioned. One of them was bad. I had amnesia for a few days. And I stopped gymnastics when I was in high school? Freshman year, my parents pulled me out, and then I went back. But I went back a lot lower key. I was, 5 days a week, 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, instead of like the insanity that I was doing before. I did it my freshman year in college, and so I broke both my ankles. Hello, I can tell a story in chronological order. So I broke both my ankles my junior year in high school in a competition. I had the stomach flu, decided to compete. That's the video. So that's that. And then when I came back, I never came back as strong. I changed the way I walked, I ran, I did things, and then my shins started hurting me. So freshman year in college, besides the coaches being out of their minds, my shins were really killing me. I got a bone scan, found out I had 3 fractures, stress fractures in one, 4 in the other. And it just got to a point where I couldn't walk in the morning, and I was, a freshman in college. Sophomore year, I started off the season, and I didn't love the sport anymore. I had not loved it for a long time, but I didn't love it, and I was in excruciating pain. So I decided to retire. the diving coach got wind and was like, but do you want to dive? And I had dove, so that year in high school, like when my parents pulled me out, thank God, freshman year in high school, I then did diving for a year. So I had a little bit of a foundation. Diving and gymnastics seem similar, but think of it like baseball and hockey. Like you have a stick that you're trying to hit like a moving object with, but it's a completely different skill set. So diving scared me a lot, especially as you went higher up. So I didn't do that for too long. I did that for one season. And then I tried out for the dance team and I kept making it forward. And then I was like, you know what? I don't want organized practices to ruin the one thing that I have left that I love to do. So I pulled out and I just took hip hop classes and whatever classes by myself or on my own. That's my sports career. I don't really follow any sports. I didn't follow gymnastics for a very, 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 very long time. It's actually interesting to me that when everything about Larry Nassar and all the absolutely disgusting, awful, horrific things that he was doing to these little girls, when that came out, it actually helped my process of healing because I realized the environment that the gymnastics world had created in order to let a predator like that do what he did, it made me realize it wasn't the sport, it was the people who were running the sport, if that makes any sense. The Carolis, like I didn't learn, I knew this, I apparently had blocked it out of my memory, that like Larry Nassar was in our gym when we were there and we had a massage room. Like it's just really crazy stuff. And I had talked to a former teammate of mine. This is where these memories started coming out. She's like, do you remember Larry being there? I'm like, no. She goes, yeah. And then she went through things. I was like, oh my God, you're right. Like he was. Just like other weird stuff that we remembered. But it'd be interesting if I talked to some other former teammates I think some people were brainwashed. So they're either in denial or mostly denial, or maybe they just blacked it out because it was so traumatic. So I didn't mean this to be a whole thing about my gymnastics career, but the things I learned that I have focused on post, realizing, okay, we know all the awful things that happened. What are the good things and habits that it taught me? Like I said, number one is resilience. You're literally falling on your face, your back, your side, everywhere. Again and again and again and again. And you do that every day until you tweak something. Sorry, that call started. Okay, so I'm gonna pause and I liked this notepad. Now it's gonna be all weird. Okay, they're gonna give it a minute. So we're gonna give it a minute here. Just determination. I think I was built with determination. I think that's something, but I think that gymnastics really honed in on that. There's Diet Coke everywhere. How is this even possible? It also told me that, like, I think a lot of how I apply, what I do on social media and try new things and persistence and resilience and all of that and how it applies to my life. And it really, really does. I also built really healthy habits. So I'm not a creature of habit. However, you guys, this is everywhere. Someone brought to my attention when they saw like my short form vlogs on Instagram and TikTok, and they're like, oh, you have these habits because of gymnastics. And I'm like, wait, I think you're right. Like it just taught me like start with the basics, add on, keep going. And there were so many habits for training for, my God, you'd have to do the basics so frequently because if you didn't master the basics, then you weren't able to get to the advanced skills. And so I just think about how that applies to, what I've built here. And it's really cool. What else about me? That's enough about gymnastics. Although it did identify me for many, many, many years. Oh, they're gonna start presenting. My Diet Coke's moving on its own. But here we go. All right, I will be back. It's me again doing makeup on the same day. I realize these vlogs have been like all over the place, but I am actually I'm gonna be going to this Prohibition style party at a place called Bunker. And it starts early and it ends early, and I'm all about that. Although I think it is going to be such a fun time. I will get footage while I'm in there so you can see it. It's really cool. It's in an old YMCA building. And there's a coffee shop on the main level, which is like the lobby of the apartment building. And then you kind of go under like a bunker and it is a bar. So I am looking forward to it. I think I'm gonna wear my, we're gonna leave this under. Right now I'm thinking this sequin bomber jacket. And before you ask me for a link, this is about 6 years old, so I cannot link it. But I do think this is what I'm gonna wear with jeans and like my silver heels. That's the thing. I want to wear this. I just got this, but it's so cold out. I don't get cold very easily, but it's so cold out that I kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm gonna wear this. I'm trying to think. I don't like wearing blazers over like necks that are cut like that. It just doesn't look right on me. So we'll see. I don't know. I don't know. I'm probably gonna wear a bodysuit under it. That is what I'm thinking. I'm hungry, so I hope they have food there. I think they're gonna have food. My friend Katie's coming with me, but she has dinner reservations at 8 o'clock. So she will not be eating with me, which is, she's going to a really delicious restaurant. It's called Giant, and I've only been once and it was incredible. And she's doing like their chef's table. I'm like, oh my God, that sounds delicious. It's gonna be a great night. I'll be home early. Well, I decided to wear the sparkle. I'm wearing that bodysuit under it. I didn't mean to do that. And I was like, wait, that's such a good idea. Because if I just like lift up, I'm also gonna wear my red heels. You know, throw in a little holiday, even though I'll be wearing these all winter. And then I have this bag I got from Amazon, also known as a Bezos. So yeah, this is the look. It feels weird to be wearing short sleeves, but that's okay, here we are. And I'm gonna wear a black furry jacket. And yeah, I think it's a good look. This is Katie. Yeah, you haven't been on YouTube.
I haven't been on YouTube.
Oh, okay. So Katie and I met in the DMs.
Yeah, on TikTok.
On TikTok back in 2021?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yes.
And you should follow her on all the things. Do you have YouTube? You do have YouTube.
Technically, yeah.
Good Spice blog
Yes.
everywhere.
Yes.
And we are going to the speakeasy party. It's really a bar, so this is what's interesting, that it's like a prohibition type party. Okay, we're good. And it didn't. You did?
Yeah.
We would have been like neighbors.
I know.
Okay. Oh.